Crawling the web for answers to search queries is one thing, but how do you index the content that's already inside people's heads? That's a question that's been plaguing a lot of the big web companies for some time. And you may have noticed that recently, Facebook have been advertising a beta program to allow its own users to answer questions posed by its community. But in fact, Q&A services are nothing new. In Korea, they dominate the search market, displacing even web giants like Google.
We're seeing these, similar services popping up in the U.S. these days, but in Korea, the Q&A, so to speak, service was very popular from like mid-2000s, the notion is that, all these Googles and Yahoos, they try to index the web pages already out there, but doesn't really capture the knowledge in your head, right? I mean, like when you, for example, when you go to like France, right? I mean, there's like web searches you can do, but at the same time, you just pick up the phone and ask a friend, especially if you have a friend who is familiar with France, right? And ask him or her, hey, what do I have to do while I'm in France? So a lot of times this knowledge is in people's head, not yet expressed in the form of web pages. So search engines can only do so much. So that's how Naver started this Q&A service where people actually produced the content more. And then if you think about the volume of content, it's just staggering. Naver's Q&A service has like 10 times more volume of entries compared to the whole Wikipedia. Even though the direct comparison cannot be made there because Wikipedia is more like an encyclopedia, this is a very short piece of Q&A. But and it's just staggering, and people are benefiting a lot from this Q&A service because whenever you don't know something, you just put something up in there, and then in minutes literally people chime in with answers. The downside is spamming actually, because these days there are some commercial players who try to kind of sneak in and put up some commercial content disguised as help. So that's a little bit of downside. So.